Let's start a podcast about our mental health for no good reason why. Let's call it Mind Cake.
Hello, everybody. Welcome to episode 1 of Mind Cake.
Mind Cake.
Mind Cake.
With him,
Paul Beeson, and him,
Lee Crompton.
Jesus, that was great. We didn't even rehearse that.
No, we haven't rehearsed anything.
So, Lee, welcome to my kitchen. How are you?
I'm very well. It was a good drive over. I used to work in Rosyth, so it brought back some horrible memories. And here we are in your kitchen.
Yeah.
Drinking coffee.
Decaf coffee.
Decaf coffee, because I've already had a big coffee this morning. But I thought, seeing as how it was Mind Cake.
Uh-huh. Oh, what's he got? So Lee is delving into his rucksack right now. What's he got? Oh, Greg's bag.
This, unfortunately,
Squashed Greg's
was
bag.
the best I could do. They didn't have any cake, so we'll take a picture of these. These were the best.
Yeah,
I think we should always have.
We should have a little
always
cake.
have cake
A cake for every episode.
every episode, and also what I wanted to do was find out how difficult or easy it is to get a PO box number.
That's old school, isn't it? P.O. box.
No, because we don't obviously want to give people our addresses.
Well, ideally not. No. You
But-
still get P.O. box numbers.
But I would like people to send us cake that we could sample and review on every episode. So unfortunately, so far you've only got some spooky Halloween.
Okay, is this my one here?
Which one would you want?
I'll take the bat.
Don't eat it yet, because I'm going to take a photo.
No,
of
no,
it.
no. I'll
You'll
put
take
it
the
next to
bat.
my
I'll
coffee.
take the spider.
Now, so this raises an interesting point. Would it be better to receive cake through the post, or receive a recipe via one of our social media handles, and then we could perhaps bake cakes? Are you a baker? I don't know.
No, I my signature bake is I would say Victoria sponge.
Okay.
Only because I only know how to do Victoria sponges. And in answer to your question, I would much prefer people to send, however squashed it was in the post, I would prefer people to send me cake rather than having to go to the effort of making it myself.
Fair enough. No,
Are you a baker then?
No, I'm
No,
not.
right,
No,
okay.
not at all. It was a stupid idea. Let's get people to send us fully finished cake. I think that would be definitely much preferable. So, Lee, Mind Cake.
Yes. Mm-hmm. I'm glad you asked about that.
Is the name of the podcast.
Is the name of the podcast. So when we first because people have been saying to me for a while that I should do a podcast for my backstory reasons, which we shall get into later. Mm-hmm. And I've kind of always put it off, but I think now is a good time to do it for reasons which we'll go into later. So you have agreed to participate.
Yeah, not really sure what I've agreed to.
No, nor am I yet. I don't quite know how this is going to pan out. I came up with the idea. I'm taking full responsibility of coming up with the title Mind Cake.
It's a good title.
I like it for my own reasons, but I said to you, and you said, "Oh, I like that." Can you remember why you said you liked it?
Because a cake has layers, like a human mind type thing.
All different flavours.
Yeah,
all different types.
everybody's mind cake is a little bit different.
Yeah.
Everybody has their own likes and preferences.
Some have got soggy bottoms,
and some are just full of air.
Yes. Yeah. Whereas I liked it because I thought, which is very deep. I didn't think of it. It's quite deep. I liked it because if Alan Partridge had a mental health podcast, this is exactly what he would call it. Mind Cake. With me, Alan Partridge. Aha.
We might have to edit that out for copyright reasons, but yeah.
Which brings me on to the next point.
Oh, look at that, seamless.
Swearing. Are we allowed to swear? Can you bleep it out? Or is that just too much aggro? Do I need to just...
Well, should we test it? So if you just heard me say that word, then it means that we've decided to swear.
Right. Well,
if you haven't, it means that we've somehow found the technology to do it. I would say let's just have a free-form conversation. If a few swears drop in...
Well, you've done it now.
Well, I've done it now. Well, we can either edit it out or... I don't know.
Right.
We'll see.
We'll see how it goes. And obviously, as the actor in you, is there anything I should be aware of in terms of breathing exercises or little mantras or whatever that you should... La 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 la. Are you ever seen the films that they do sort of...
Always remember to breathe. That's very important because...
And it's quite important in life.
Yeah, as a general rule, you should always breathe.
Yeah.
Just speak loudly and clearly. And slowly.
And don't swear.
And don't swear. A general rule is if you are speaking at your normal conversational kind of speed, it's probably too fast for an audience.
Right.
So you might want to slow it down just a...
Are you telling me... Is that what you're telling me?
No, I'm saying that...
Yes, you might want to slow down a bit.
That's just a general
Right.
rule.
See,
That
okay.
is something that was said to me as a very young actor when I was about 17 or 18. A director said to me, because you've got a Scottish accent, you generally
I
speak
haven't got a
quite
Scottish
fast.
accent.
I know that. I'm just saying. You asked for some pointers.
Right.
Then you can take them or leave them.
So your pointers are, if I'm Scottish, speak slowly.
Oh,
More slowly.
I'm already regretting this. What are we, 3 minutes in? Jesus. Right.
Right, so what are you hoping to get out of Mind Cake?
The reason that we're both kind of doing this podcast is because we've both had and still do have struggles with mental health. I struggle to find normal people talking about mental health and their struggles with mental health.
Are we the normal people?
We are the normal people.
Jesus, right.
Like in my experience, like I think sometimes people struggle to talk about mental health, and I think us having open and honest conversations about mental health and perhaps exploring mental health might help some people out there who are listening along.
Yes, agreed. And that is the main reason that I'm doing it, in that I've found in my own experiences, and I'm trying to slow everything down, I've found in my own experiences, and other people that have reached out to me recently, I think has helped them, in that if you have a particular problem and that you discuss that problem with someone, which is sometimes difficult to find the right person to speak to, and someone goes, oh, that's how I feel as well. I thought I was like... It makes you feel less, I think, isolated, and therefore, oh, okay, I'm maybe not as mental. But I think it just helps if you don't feel so alone in whatever struggle you are going through, and hopefully through the course of however many episodes we end up doing, we explore some of that, and people go, oh right, okay, I thought I was the only person that felt like that or thought like that or whatever. So I think, like you say, having that openness and having that conversation, even if there's... Is it a bit ambitious to think we've got maybe 5 listeners?
Oh, for sure, we've got 5.
We've got 2.
Definitely
Me
got
and
2.
you.
Me, yeah. Close family as well.
No, they probably won't. No. Did you know I used to have my own radio show?
I didn't know that, no.
Yeah.
Did you?
Yeah, I used to have my own radio show at 2 o'clock on a Sunday afternoon.
Oh.
And many of my relations, the reason I'm making this comparison is many of my close friends and family didn't listen to that because it clashed with Elaine Page on Sunday.
Big competition though, isn't it?
Yes. So no, I wouldn't. All I'm saying is that I wouldn't presume that close family and friends. Mind you, the deal with this is they can listen whenever and wherever.
Exactly.
As opposed to having to be 2 o'clock on a Sunday.
You're never going to win a battle with Elaine Page, are you? Let's be honest.
Apparently not.
What radio station was this on?
Scott Pod.
Scott Pod.
Yes.
That's
So and I wasn't even me.
Local radio.
It wasn't even me. I had to do it as Elmo Pickles, which is the whole. We've gone off at a tangent here.
This is the content we are here for, everybody. Elmo Pickles.
Yeah.
Tell us about Elmo
You guys know
Pickles.
about it. Hello, darlings. It's me, Elmo Pickles.
Oh no. Elmo Pickles.
We should have him on as a guest sometime.
Maybe we should.
Yeah.
Maybe Elmo Pickles could do a little segment on every podcast.
This isn't selling this, by the way. But I to summon the inner Elmo Pickles, I used to have to. He wore a woolly hat and glasses, and I had to sit in the studio wearing the woolly hat and glasses. Otherwise, I couldn't summon him.
Wow.
And I got that fed up with doing the whole voice for the whole hour for weeks on end that I decided that one week I was just going to be myself. And about 10 minutes into the episode, what do you call it? I don't know. Broadcast. I've gone, and again, this isn't selling it for this, but my voice is just so boring.
That's what you want on a podcast.
That's what you want. It's a really boring voice. So do you know what? In about 10 minutes in, I pretended that Elmo had come into the studio.
Did you have a conversation with yourself?
I had a conversation with myself.
Amazing.
That blew my mind. That might answer a lot of the queries that I've got with my mental health today.
Jesus. Now, first of all, I'm so glad that we have an open, honest space for you to share this trauma. Secondly, is there any evidence of this?
Unfortunately, yes.
Is there?
Yes, there is. Yes.
Okay, so folks out there listening, if you want to give us a little review, right? If we get 5 reviews, we will put Elmo Pickles' conversation. There is a whole.
So I used to do like what I did, one hit wonders. I did like a film thing because it was Oscars week, 1 week.
All right, okay.
And one of those 2-hour long is available if you search very, very. But I'm not gonna, obviously, unless the public wants.
Well, do you know, it would certainly make my mental health a lot better.
Well, you say that. You haven't heard it.
So there we go. We kind of went off on a massive tangent there, didn't we?
I think that's the precursor of the maybe.
Yeah. But it was so worth it to hear about the history of Elmo Pickles, and hopefully...
And my boring broadcasting voice.
And hopefully it won't be the last time we hear from him.
Well...
Okay, so Lee, we have jumped forward a couple of weeks, haven't we, since we last...
I think it is a couple of weeks, yes.
Yeah, so just for everyone else's benefit out there, we recorded our little preview and we listened back, and we then realised that we hadn't actually spoken much about what our podcast is going to be about, or the format of it, or what it's going to achieve.
Other than we wanted free cake.
Yeah, and PO boxes and Elmo Pickles.
Yeah.
So here we are a couple of weeks later. I've been on tour. I'm still on tour currently, so I'm in a travel lodge in
plugging
Tiverton.
Himself.
Hey, listen,
tickets still available.
Tickets still available from your favourite whatever. So yeah, I'm currently on the side of the M5 in a travel lodge just outside Tiverton, which is nice. And Lee, you're at home now.
I am at home. I'm back at home.
You can't hear the buzzing of the fridge anymore.
Mm-hmm.
So Lee,
yes.
Back on point, on message. What is Mindcake actually going to be about, and what are you looking to achieve from it?
In my head, my very cluttered head, as we've established, I think Mindcake is going to be exploring different avenues of mental health, whether that be talking to professionals, whether that be talking to organizations like Maggie's, whether that be talking to psychologists, hearing people's stories, because I say a few people have reached out to me with some extraordinary stories, which I think would be well worth sharing. And then I think also road testing some. I think we need to go into this with a completely open mind and road test some potential coping mechanisms and strategies, whether that be, I'm very keen, obviously, for you to do the cold water therapy.
Of course you are.
Just for my own amusement more than anything else. But no, I do advocate that. And again, that's something I think, talking about going into an open mind, I would have probably thought that was a load of bunkum, all this furore about it, other than I used to do, believe it or not, triathlons. And on a Thursday night, we would take a dip in Loch Lomond. And when you came out of the cold water, you got a real buzz about it. And I felt really good. And so something that I would have gone, well, that sounds a bit weird, actually I find really useful. So yeah, I think some things will work for you or me or other people that maybe don't work for everybody else, but I think it would be a good opportunity to explore, get other people to maybe suggest things that we could do and challenges and what have you, and just, like I say, speak to some professionals, speak to other people and their stories, and just explore, we're all in this together in one form or another, and just have a open and honest conversation about it.
I think that's a really interesting thing as well, because obviously different people will react differently to different kinds of therapy and coping mechanisms and treatments and stuff.
Yeah.
Interesting for us to try some stuff out, but also to explore what the potential benefits of it are, because it might not work for you or me, but there could be someone out there listening who thinks, oh, that's right up my street. So I think it'd be a good way just to increase a bit of knowledge on all the different things that are out there for people. And then also perhaps benefit ourselves, or at least have a giggle trying.
Well, exactly. There's some weird and wonderful therapies that I've come across whilst looking at what we could explore. And I think that's the thing. I think we have to go in with an open mind, because there's some things that I'm already thinking, well, That's not, something that I would normally try.
Hmm.
But for the purposes of the podcast and our dear 5 listeners,
Hmm.
I think it's good to try these things. And like you say, it might work for other people, it might not work for me. So I think my issue is to go into this without my healthy dose of normal skepticism to some things and just
Yeah.
roll with it.
And I think that's a good way to be in general, isn't it? To approach new things with an open mind.
Yes.
And try new things as well. And if we need this vehicle of a podcast to put us into that kind of mindset, then I'm all in. I'm here for it. I'm ready.
Are you ready for cold water therapy though?
Apart from that,
Right. We should
see,
probably make
I've
that
been
one of the first ones then.
You dick. Right. So I've been thinking about this as well because I live pretty close to the River Forth.
Oh, good.
First of Forth. I'm just down the road. So I could potentially do some wild cold water therapy, couldn't I?
You could.
Damn
You
it.
could.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
You haven't really got any excuses, have you?
I don't.
No.
Apart from the fact I don't want to.
but you've now signed up to do a series of podcasts benefiting other people and yourself.
I know, and I've just been bleating on about approaching things with an open mind. So I've got to approach it with an open mind. Lee,
Yes.
You're absolutely right. And just to clarify, you've done cold water therapy, right? So this is why I'm doing it, because I haven't tried this yet. And
no, I mean,
also,
to be honest, I would be interested as someone who I think is not really keen on it. And I'm not entirely sure whether you think it would be beneficial even. I would be interested to see whether you go, oh, no, it's just rubbish. I just hate getting into cold water. It's not for me. Or, oh, okay. Yeah, I can see what you're talking about.
Yeah. Okay. Well, we'll come back to that in a future episode. Maybe when the weather's warmer. We'll see.
Maybe not in November, December, no.
So going forward then, we're going to hopefully get some people who are more knowledgeable than us in this kind of line of work as well to come on and talk about. Well, yeah, of course, it's going to be really easy to find people who know more than us about most things, but it would be really interesting to get some people on who can tell us, using their expertise, about certain therapies and treatments and things like that. And like you say, other people's stories, if they're willing to share their stories, because I know some people might not want to share certain things on a podcast, but that could be a potential. And also, I think what we'll have to do maybe a couple of episodes in is drop in our stories as well, what's led us here and what's kind of got us thinking about mental health. So we'll get to kind of go into our background a little bit as well. Because I think
we're going to have a quiz at some point.
A quiz?
Yeah, I love a quiz. Yeah.
Awesome.
Yeah. I haven't told you about that. Well,
so you have.
No, I haven't told you about that. And what I thought I'd do is just spring it on you at a future date. And I will be asking the questions and you will be giving the answers. Or not, depending on how silly you are.
Yeah, so I've got to pay attention to the stuff we're doing over the next few months.
You never know whether Elmo Pickles might crop up in a... no, he won't. No, it's
Is Elmo Pickles going to be the quiz master?
Oh, well, there's a thought. Let's not get back onto him. Let's not.
Oh, that's a carrot to dangle for the people out there, isn't it? Holy moly.
Elmo's Quiz Corner. There's a new feature, folks, that we've just invented.
Oh no, it's going to happen in every episode, isn't it?
Hello, darlings, it's me, Elmo Pickles, and welcome.
Oh God, he's here already. Elmo, how did you get in here? Oh dear.
Right, shall we go back now to the original finale?
Yes. So you'll hear the fridge buzzing again in just a second. Everybody.
Well, should we do that like that? Can you overdo that harp music?
Oh yeah.
You go back in time.
I'll see what I can do.
Back in your kitchen.
Right, let's do some time traveling.
Okay.
Okay, so yeah, we're just about to tuck into our cakes. It's alright, you can...
I don't want to make a noise.
Lee's trying daintily to peel the paper off his Greg's
So hungry.
cupcake. So just as we're tucking into our cakes,
that is lovely.
if you want to get in touch with us, you can find us on Instagram and X or Twitter, however you identify with that, at Mind Cake Podcast. For those two, you can find us on Facebook at Mind Cake as well, and our email address, if you want to get in touch that way.
You've got an email address?
We do, and it's the email address is sliceofmindcake@gmail.com.
That's good.
So that's how you can get in touch with us.
And if you also know how to set up a PO box address so that people can send us cake. I mean, the Greg's one's all right. It's nice.
We'd rather have homemade cake, wouldn't we?
Yeah. How's yours?
Oh, it's nice. The icing's nice.
If anyone's still listening, though, please do message us and let us know what you think.
Yeah.
Or topics we could possibly cover in the future.
The next time you hear from us in episode 2, it will probably be a bit more structured, won't it?
Would it?
Well, maybe. Okay, thanks for listening.
Thanks.
Did you not turn your phone off?
I forgot to turn it back off again.
Let's start a